And US President Donald Trump has said he is preparing to meet North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, but is also prepared to postpone the meeting if certain conditions aren't met. Trump emphasised that denuclearisation is one of the conditions for the highly anticipated meeting, which is set to take place in Singapore on June 12. Well, for more on Trump's comments at the White House, Soojin Park, a North Korea political expert, joins us now from Washington, D.C. Thank you for your time. Firstly, we heard Kim Jong-un recently threaten to walk away from these proposed talks, and now Donald Trump says they might not happen. Why do you think are things looking so uncertain right now?
Well, it's understandable that President Trump did not want to appear too eager to want the summit, as North Korea last week said it could reconsider whether to take part in the summit. So in terms of diplomacy, it's only natural that both sides do not want to appear too eager. But I think at this point, the two sides have already invested very much on the scheduled summit and are actually very eager to meet and see where they could go from here toward denuclearization. So a bit under the surface, I think the two sides will still continue to coordinate and communicate closely in the next few weeks, and possibly Secretary Pompeo could have another meeting with his counterpart in North Korea.
Interesting. In terms of Kim Jong-un's response, when he found out that the US and South Korea were continuing their military drills, that's when he made the threat to pull out of the proposed summit. What other issues is Kim Jong-un worried about, do you think?
Well, primarily, like you said, the joint military drills took place, and that's when North Korea, reneged the scheduled high-level inter-Korean talks. There is one thing that I think they make a point. It's not just the drills themselves, but the fact that the nuclear assets, B-52, a bomber, was expected to join the drills. So that was a blow for North Korea, I think, not just the regular defense drills. So North Korea wanted to make a point that under the given circumstances, when peace talks are going on and the summit is scheduled, this is not something that they had expected and does not see as favorable move toward North Korea. So they want to make a point that they're not coming from a position of weakness, and they're making this strategic decision to engage, given that they're not cornered, that's quoting them, cornered to make unilateral concessions. So they're making sure that they come on an equal footing, and also they want to engage in a trade-off, in a give-and-take kind of a deal, not a unilateral one where North Korea gives in, surrenders completely without getting anything in return.
Yes, and last month we saw the historic summit between the leaders of North and South Korea really give hope that the two nations might forge a lasting peace after decades of war. Is that now in doubt?
Well, it remains to be seen. Certainly the very heightened hopeful atmosphere is somewhat dampened because of the halt on the inter-Korean talks, and also the latest talk between the U.S. and North Korea that the June scheduled summit may not take place. However, I think we're still very hopeful, and the many South Koreans are hopeful that this could lead to a path toward peace and possibly denuclearization in the long run. So this is just the beginning, and we have seen North Korea make these kind of cancellations. So it is the first bump on this path that the two sides will have to overcome, and if they can't overcome this first bump, it's going to be a very, very long and very difficult road.
Yes, and we will be keeping a close eye on what happens over the coming weeks. Soojin Park, thank you again from Washington, D.C.